Am I the a-hole for making my parents choose between my sister going to jail or replacing my car with their vacation money? I, F17, live with my parents and have an older sister who is 29. My parents had her when they were very young. My mom was 19 and my dad was 18. Unfortunately, they did not do a great job raising her, and she has had a lot of problems as a result. She is chronically unemployed and has a history of stealing. My sister has 2 kids, and they live with us because her boyfriend did not want them around. While I like the kids, they are spoiled and often act like brats. My parents dote on them to make up for being poor parents to my sister, which only exacerbates the problem. One major issue I have is that my parents won't let me put a lock on my door. They say it's their house and they don't want that. I've talked to the kids about respecting my space, and we have an understanding about not going into my room without permission. This arrangement worked out okay until my sister moved in with us. My sister recently broke up with her boyfriend and needed a place to stay. I begged my parents not to let her move in, knowing her history, but they declined. I then begged for a lock on my door again, but they still said no. I have to go to school and can't be home to guard my stuff all the time. Unfortunately, my fears came true when I came home one Friday to find my car absolutely trashed and the side of it destroyed. It turns out my sister had gone into my room, found my spare car key, and taken my car without permission. She lost control on the ice after a day of eating fast food, tossing the wrappers everywhere, and sideswiped a tree. When I saw the damage, I was livid. I told my parents that I expected my sister to pay for the repairs, but they said she didn't have any money. Frustrated, I decided to call my grandparents, who had helped me get the car and insurance. After talking with my grandfather, I went back to my parents. I explained that the insurance would cover fixing or replacing my car, depending on the damage. However, I would have to file a police report, and my sister would likely be charged with stealing my car. My parents begged me to tell the insurance company that she had permission, but I refused. I wasn't going to lie for her, especially after she had violated my trust and damaged my property. Faced with the prospect of legal trouble for my sister, my parents decided to replace my car out of their own pockets. However, they had to use the money they had set aside to take me and my nieces to Orlando next summer for my graduation. While I was okay with not going to Disney World again, my parents, sister, and nieces were upset with me. They accused me of being an asshole for denying my nieces the opportunity to go on a vacation they had never had. I couldn't believe their reaction. My sister had stolen my car, trashed it, and caused significant damage. Instead of holding her accountable, my parents blamed me for wanting my car fixed. I asked them if a lock for my door would have been cheaper, but they didn't have an answer. It seemed clear to me that they were more interested in avoiding conflict with my sister than protecting my property and respecting my boundaries. This situation has made me feel incredibly isolated and unsupported. My parents' refusal to take my concerns seriously and their willingness to enable my sister's behavior has left me feeling like they don't value me or my belongings. It's frustrating to see them prioritize my sister and her kids over my needs, especially when I've done everything I can to be responsible and respectful. I understand that my nieces are innocent in all of this and that they were looking forward to the trip. However, I don't think it's fair to blame me for the consequences of my sister's actions. She made a choice to steal my car and cause damage, and she should be held accountable for that. My parents' decision to use the vacation money to replace my car was their way of avoiding legal trouble for her, but it doesn't change the fact that she was in the wrong. As I reflect on this situation, I can't help but feel a mix of anger and disappointment. I wish my parents had been more supportive and taken my concerns seriously from the start. A simple lock on my door could have prevented all of this, but they refused to compromise. Instead, they enabled my sister's behavior and blamed me for the fallout. Moving forward, I'm not sure what to do. I feel like I need to protect myself and my belongings, but I don't know how to do that in a house where my boundaries are constantly ignored. I also worry about the impact this will have on my relationship with my parents and my nieces. I don't want to be estranged from my family, but I also can't continue to live in a situation where I feel disrespected and unsupported. This experience has taught me the importance of setting boundaries and standing up for myself, even when it's difficult. It's also shown me that sometimes the people you expect to have your back may not always be there for you. As I navigate the challenges ahead, I hope to find a way to assert my needs while maintaining my relationships with my family. It won't be easy, but I know that I deserve to be treated with respect and consideration, just like anyone else. In conclusion, am I the asshole for insisting on accountability and protecting my property? I don't think so. It's important to stand up for oneself and set boundaries, even when it's hard. While I understand my parents' desire to avoid conflict and protect my sister, their actions have left me feeling unsupported and undervalued. I hope that by sharing my story, others in similar situations will feel empowered to assert their needs and stand up for themselves, even in the face of opposition.